What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Quick 60 Sports. Today I'm going to give you an update and my predictions for the AFC playoff picture and my pretenders versus my contenders. So regardless of who wins on Sunday Night Football between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers, I don't think that's really relevant. I think the Chargers can make some noise in the playoffs a little bit, but ultimately they're not a Super Bowl team. They choke on too many close games. They lost to the Texans. A Super Bowl caliber team can't do things like that. And then obviously the Raiders, they have too many issues as well. They're gritty, they're hard-nosed, but they're not a complete football team, especially with those dynamic down-the-field playmakers in Henry Ruggs. Without having him, and Josh Jacobs has been kind of subpar this year as well. So that cold January running game isn't going to bode well for them. So my top three AFC contenders for the Super Bowl are, one, the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Kansas City Chiefs, they're pretty much the number one seed all throughout the season. Lost to the Bengals last week on, they were up 14, and Joe Burrow just kind of exploded against Kansas City secondary. So I thought Kansas City secondary was improved, so they're going to have to fix that. But unfortunately, I don't think that if the Bengals run into the Chiefs and it's played in Kansas City, I don't think that Joe Burrow can beat Patrick Mahomes two times in a row. So I don't think that bodes well for the Bengals. But, the Chiefs, they have a dynamic offense, obviously. I really like that Gore kid at running back. They need to give him some more carries as well. They have Darrell Williams as well. Pretty good offensive line. Pretty good defense, other than obviously against the Bengals, but still pretty solid as well to keep them in games. They don't have to shut teams out because their offense is going to score points as well. So, and obviously you have Andy Reid, and he's one of my favorite coaches. It's hard, though, to come back from the Super Bowl hangover. Statistics show that teams that lose in the Super Bowl, they usually don't even make the playoffs. So the Chiefs are doing a great job. Andy Reid's doing a great job of bringing them back to be another Super Bowl contender. But it's going to be a hard road uphill from here on out. So number two AFC contender is the Buffalo Bills. So the Buffalo Bills, they have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. They're one of the only people in the league that should do so. That's first and foremost. They have Josh Allen. He's running the ball spectacular. I think he scored 2 rushing touchdowns last week. He's reading the field pretty good. He struggles as well. Last week he had his struggles reading the field, but he has playmakers on offense as well, in Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs to stretch the field. So, and he has playmakers on offense that'll help him. Dawson Knox is a great tight end as well, and and he has some pretty good offensive linemen. So those cold weather games, Buffalo's used to playing in those. So that's going to bode well for them. Obviously on defense, Buffalo, they have a great defense as well. Obviously it hurts right now not having in their corner Tre'Davious White, but they have a front seven that can get pass rush and pressure on Patrick Mahomes and the Joe Burrows of the world. So I think that can bode well, and they can play good defense and good enough defense to keep them in check, those potent offenses. So I think that that's my number 2 pick would be, although Sean McDermott, he's kind of suspect to me, but I don't think he's as good of a coach as some people lay him out to be. But I think that Buffalo is my number 2 pick to go to the Super Bowl in the playoff picture. And my number 3 pick, believe it or not, is the Cincinnati Bengals. It's kind of ironic that a few weeks ago that AFC North was possibly touted as one of the best conferences in football, and they might have 3 potential teams going to the playoffs, but now they only have one, they probably will only have one, which is the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't see the Steelers making the playoffs either. So, and the Ravens, I think they're eliminated as well. So the Bengals, that Joe Burrow's on fire. And a lot of times in the playoffs, it's just when do you catch fire at the right time? And right now the Bengals, they're firing on all cylinders on offense. You have T. Higgins, you have Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, he's a superstar. Joe Mixon is good for a cold weather ground and pound run game when they get the lead. Joe Mixon is pretty good running back as well. Joe Burrow, he's a smart quarterback. He doesn't force the ball too many times, and he will take shots down the field. The defense for the Bengals knows that hey, we can give up some yards because the Bengals offense is going to keep us in it. So that alleviates some pressure on the Bengals. The only issue is I'm worried if they have to play the Chiefs again, that Andy Reid is a great coach and he's not going to let what happened to their defense happen again to their defense. And Jesse Bates back there, he's a great safety, controlling that secondary for the Bengals. But their weak point is the corners right now for the Bengals. They're kind of weak at corner right now, and linebacker as well. But I think that their offense can be potent enough to keep them in games. And even if like I said, the Chargers or the Raiders make a push, I think that the Bengals offense is better than the Chargers offense, and the Bengals run game is better than the Chargers run game. And then we already talked about the Raiders. And if the Colts make it in, yes, they have a great top 5 rush defense. They have Jonathan Taylor, who's great as well. But Carson Wentz scares me. I don't think he's consistent enough day in and day out to get the job done for the Colts offense when they need to pass the ball down the field to be able to keep up with Joe Burrow or keep up with Patrick Mahomes. So that's why I don't pick the Colts. And the number 1 seed, Tennessee Titans, they're gritty as well. Kind of reminds me of the Raiders, but with some skill players. I don't think Tannehill has what it takes either. They were decimated with injuries. I think they had upwards of 30-something people on the IR for Tennessee. So that's extravagant. And, depending on how Derrick Henry can come back, if he can come back in 2 weeks and play, or 2 to 3 weeks and play, that's going to be huge for Tennessee. But I don't see Tennessee being able to keep up with the likes of the world with Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow in the AFC. I don't see it. And Tennessee's defense isn't good enough to just run the ball and play defense right now. So not against those people. So that's my predictions, guys. Let me know what you think. If you like my videos, please subscribe down below. Leave a comment on who your AFC Super Bowl prediction team is as well. All right, guys. I'll be coming out in a few days with my NFC picks as well. Stay tuned. Peace.